Hello my friends, my name is Wimzor the Great and today we've finally arrived at the hardest section of the entire walkthrough. Today we'll be covering the N.Gin Labs racetrack in Crash Team Racing. It's a very special track with lots of turns and hazards along the way. A lot can go wrong here, especially if you're playing with a character like Tiny or Dingodile who have trouble taking turns. Now nonetheless, just like all other trophy races, this one's not so hard. There's a couple of places where you can make the difference here. First of all, you will have this caved section, this tunnel where you get unlimited turbo. So save up your TNT crates or bottles for this section. Your opponents will usually bump into them here. Then there's this section with the rolling barrels. If you arrive here while the barrel is just about to fall in the gap, you can quickly get both turbo boosts. Sometimes however it's too risky to take the boosts, as you might find that you'll arrive at this point at a bad time. You can pretty much nail this entire track if you jump into every curve and activate your turbo boost at the right time. You should be an expert by now, so good luck!
Out of my way!
Here you go!
The CTR race is not that difficult either, but the relic race will totally make up for that. The first ladder is above the second turbo pad at the start of the race. Just time your jump well and you should be able to get it. You have 3 shots to get it, so don't worry too much about it, but obviously the faster you get all 3 ladders the better. Ladder R is just around the corner where you've gotten the first ladder. This one's barely missable, it's right in the middle of the screen, so just jump right into it. Now the last ladder is probably the trickiest one, as it kind of floats over the gap in this section. You can get it without falling in if you approach it from the right and then jump towards the left. But even if you fail and fall in, don't worry, you'll have ample time to catch up with your opponents. Just go all out and get a T and then try to get your opponents in the next round. Let's go. now the moment you've all been waiting for. The hardest relic race in the entire game in my opinion. If you can get the platinum relic on this race, you are a true Crash Team Racing master and you won't have to worry about anything else stopping you from getting full completion. So let's review this track step by step. First of all, there's a total of 70 boxes, so that's a lot and it makes for more opportunities to miss any. Now for the first real problem that one arises right after starting the race. There is this turbo pad with 3 floating crates. For each of them, you will have to time your jump perfectly, and missing any of them means you'll have to start over again. So that means just like in Blizzard Bluff, you might be driving a perfect race only to miss your last box on the final round and being forced to start all over. Tough luck. Now not much further on you will notice this box floating in the air. It's slightly harder than the floating CTR ladder, but not that much. However, falling down this time means you'll have to restart, as you have no time to spare to complete this lap. There's another difficult floating box right after this one, but at least you can have 3 tries at getting this one as the other boxes are on the ground. Be aware of these 2 boxes, especially the one on the left, after leaving the turbo boost tunnel, and then these floating boxes can also be a handful. If you are unsure, try to get the highest one first, as they are the hardest to get. Make use of your turbo boost and jump at the exact time. There's no other way to say it here. Make every jump count. Every second count in this race. Now after dropping down from the highest ledge over here, try to memorize which path you already took before, since you'll have to drive through all of the narrow spaces here in order to get all of the boxes. There's one more floating box at the end of the race, nothing too bad. But then lastly I would like to talk about this part, right at the end of the race. There's about 12 boxes here that will each grant you 3 seconds at the end of the track. It's important to take as many of these boxes as you can during your first 2 rounds, as you only need about a second to cross the finish line, so leaving any boxes for the final round would be a huge waste of time. And time is of the essence here. This race took me about 15 minutes to complete and I had to try again at least 20 times. Sometimes I got really close and it was quite disheartening to miss the platinum while feeling you've done everything you could to deserve it. So best luck to all of you, make every second count, and I'll see you guys next time.